In her book, she says the White House was broken. This after 2 years along a president who wasn't housebroken. But she only realized this after she stopped getting paid to defend it. But like Jake Tapper's book, it's a new genre of Biden tell-alls that should be subtitled, "I had no idea because I'm severely retarded."
To the Megyn Kellys of the world, who have literally voted until this last election, which put me over the edge on voting more for Republicans. But literally now I've voted in 9 presidential elections. God, I'm getting old. And I voted, it was 4 and 4 Dems, 4 Republican votes up until I voted for Trump again this last time. So it was 5 Republicans, 4 Dems. I've been a registered Democrat. I've been a registered Republican. And now I've been a registered independent for 17 years. That's what an actual political independent looks like. Not like somebody who worked for 2 Democrat administrations until they got the stank of desperation all over them. And she ran for the hills trying to pretend she knows what independence is.
Those applications you gotta fill out.
That's the thing, or
Would you think I meant vaginas?
Ew.
Right.
Disgusting people. But now everyone says she's incompetent and lazy. You know, after they called me racist for saying that. That's not why I'm racist.
Nope.
Lights up, camera zooms in, Greg Gutfeld leans into the mic, smirking like he just found a coupon for free sarcasm. Folks, welcome to the circus where the clowns don't juggle. They dodge questions. The audience chuckles. Cut to Megyn Kelly, poised like a prosecutor about to unravel a witness. Tonight, we're diving into the art of saying nothing with maximum flair, starring none other than Karine Jean-Pierre. The screen flashes with a montage of Karine flipping binder pages, looking like she's solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Greg jumps in. Her new book claims the White House was a mess, but she only noticed after the checks stopped coming. The hook lands. Sharp, funny, and begging viewers to stay for the roast.
But really, they're just jealous. These colleagues also played along with the hoax, saying that Joe was doing 75 one-arm push-ups while finishing the New York Times crossword puzzle all before breakfast. They're just pissed she beat them to the publisher's office and to the bank. I expect to see more of these books because of the lifeboats these rats will use to try and escape the shipwreck of the past 4 years. So KJP is now an independent because apparently pretending to be apolitical sells better than admitting your last job was gaslighting America.
Megyn takes the baton, her tone dripping with mock sympathy. Imagine being paid to defend chaos, then writing a tell-all like you just discovered gravity. She arches a brow. Karine's book is subtitled A Look Inside a Broken White House, but it might as well be I had no idea because I was reading off a script. Greg cackles, tossing in, this is a new genre, folks. Biden tell-alls where everyone acts shocked, like they didn't see the train wreck coming. The screen splits, showing clips of Karine's briefings, stumbles, pauses, and that signature, I'll circle back. The energy is fast, the jabs are tight, and the audience is locked in, craving the next zinger.
That's how bad the stink is when one of its worst offenders is fleeing this rancid armpit called the Democrat Party. So should we buy her book? Well, only if your family and friends have a sense of humor. It'll make a great gag gift. You know, like fake dog or rubber vomit. Only the stench here, it's real.
Greg's in his element, pacing the stage like a stand-up comic. Karine's press briefings? It's like watching someone play dodgeball with facts. He mimics her, flipping imaginary pages. Let me check my binder. Nope, no answers here. The crowd roars. Megyn leans in, cool and cutting. Greg, she treats questions like live grenades. Toss them back and pray. A clip plays. Karine sidesteps a reporter's question with, the president has been clear. Greg snorts. Clear? The only thing clear is she's auditioning for Clueless, the political remake. The banter feels natural, like two friends riffing at a bar, keeping viewers hooked with every quip.
Put a book, and her fans are already sharpening their crayons. And it's just what we need, a tell-all from the woman who spent 2 years telling everyone that Joe just had a cold and not rigor mortis. If the title hadn't already been taken, it should be called Art of the Steal. KJP also says she's leaving the Democratic Party. I say God bless her. Not many people have the patience to wait in a line that long.
Karine Jean-Pierre reinventing herself as an independent. This from, it's everywhere, but this is just from the New York Post write-up, that she claims she's no longer a Democrat. She's coming out with a book, a memoir, hyping, says the New York Post, a, quote, broken Biden administration. They go on to say that it's a tell-all she's working on now, and it's going to be a look inside. Independent is the name of it. A look inside a broken White House outside the party lines, due in October. Hachette, which is publishing it, says Jean-Pierre did not come to her decision to be an independent lightly.
Megyn shifts gears, her voice calm but lethal. Let's talk about Karine's greatest hits. The screenless phrases, let me circle back. We're working on that. The president is focused. These aren't answers, Megyn says. They're verbal yoga poses, stretching the truth into knots. Greg jumps in, holding a prop chart labeled Karine's answer to question ratio. It's a flat line at 0. This is her approval rating for coherence. He declares. The audience laughs, but there's a nod of agreement. Everyone's seen those briefings. The segment's pacing is relentless, mixing humor with just enough truth to keep it relatable. Greg holds up a mock book cover, Independent, How I Escaped the White House Word Salad. Karine's reinventing herself as an independent now, he says, rolling his eyes, because nothing screams apolitical like gaslighting America for 2 years. Megyn smirks. Her publisher says she didn't take this decision lightly, probably because she had to wait in line to leave the Democratic Party. A clip rolls of Karine claiming independence, followed by Greg's voiceover. Translation, pretending to be neutral sells better than admitting you fumbled the ball.
In this book, she may focus her ire on figures aside from Biden. Quote, she has served 2 American presidents, Obama and Biden. She takes us through the 3 weeks that led to Biden's abandoning his bid for a second term and the betrayal by the Democrat Party that led to his decision. The tease goes, and she's going to regale us with a hard-hitting yet hopeful critique defining what it means to be part of the growing percentage of our fractured electorate that is independent, why it can be worthwhile to carve a political space more loyal to personal beliefs than a party affiliation, and what questions you need to ask yourself to determine where you fit politically. You've got to be kidding.
The satire is sharp, the delivery seamless, and the audience is eating it up. The screen cuts to a skit. Greg as a waiter, channeling Karine's cadence. Your meal will be served. Once we've circled back with the kitchen stakeholders and aligned our entree deliverables, the diners look baffled, gnawing on menus. Megyn narrates, deadpan. This is Karine running a restaurant. Nobody eats, but everyone's confused. The skit escalates with Greg promising dessert after a thorough briefing with the pastry coalition. The audience howls. The skit's absurdity mirrors real briefings, making the mockery hit harder. It's visual, fast, and keeps viewers glued for the punchline. Megyn takes the floor, her tone like a teacher correcting a term paper. Karine's communication style is like a Jeep stuck on recalculating. You ask about inflation, she talks about beer brewing. A clip plays, Karine rambles about Earth Rider, while reporters blink. Megyn continues, she's the first press secretary to make the public less informed. Greg chimes in, she's an anti-information officer. The interplay is smooth, with Megyn's precision balancing Greg's chaos. The segment feels like a masterclass in satire, keeping the energy high and the critiques sharp. Greg loves props. He unveils a chart made in MS Paint showing Karine's word salad frequency. Spikes are labeled accidental answer and binder malfunction. This is her legacy, he says, grinning. Megyn counters with a subtler jab. Her blazers are more organized than her talking points. A montage rolls, Karine's outfits, each more dystopian than the last, set to sci-fi music. Greg muses, it's like she spins a wheel labeled futuristic DMV manager. The visuals are quirky, the humor relentless, and the audience stays engaged through every frame. Greg gets reflective, mock serious. We'll miss Karine's word salads, folks. They were like abstract art. You didn't get it, but you couldn't look away. A montage plays, Karine's stumbles, set to circus music with sad trombone. Megyn joins in, her smile icy. This is who's supposed to inform America. Her tone shifts to pity. It's not just incompetence, it's performance art gone wrong. The segment blends humor with a touch of pathos, making viewers laugh while nodding at the absurdity. It's a high note that keeps them invested. Greg takes the stage, his grin wide enough to light up a room. Ladies and gentlemen, Karine Jean-Pierre didn't just give press briefings, she performed interpretive dance for the bewildered. He spins in a mock pirouette, arms flailing like he's dodging imaginary questions. The audience erupts, already primed for the finale. Every briefing was a masterclass in chaos, a whirlwind of words that left reporters dizzy and America scratching its head. She didn't answer questions, she choreographed confusion. The screen flashes clips of Karine's most infamous moments, the Earth Rider beer tangent, the circle back mantra, and that one time she pivoted from inflation to a random anecdote about Great Lakes tourism. Each clip is punctuated with a circus horn, keeping the energy electric. Megyn steps in, her poise unshaken, her smirk lethal. If confusion were an Olympic sport, Karine would be clutching gold, silver, and bronze. She'd sweep the podium and then circle back to thank her binder. The crowd laughs, but Megyn's not done. Her briefings were like watching someone try to assemble IKEA furniture with instructions written in hieroglyphics. Half the parts missing, and the other half are just bananas. A graphic pops up, a cartoon Karine juggling binders, each labeled non-answer number 47 or vague talking point number 19. The visual gag lands perfectly, keeping viewers glued to the absurdity. Greg picks up the thread, pacing like a comedian on a roll. Let's be real, folks. Karine's book isn't a memoir. It's a survival guide for dodging accountability. Chapter 1, How to Say Nothing in 15 Minutes. Chapter 2, How to Make Reporters Regret Asking Questions. He holds up a prop book, the title in garish neon, Independent, My Journey from Word Salad to Wisdom. Spoiler alert, he says, the wisdom's still on back order. The audience roars, and Greg leans into the mic. She claims she's an independent now, but the only thing she's independent of is coherence. A quick cut to a clip of Karine saying, the president has been clear, followed by Greg's voiceover. Clear as mud, my friends. Megyn, ever the closer, steps forward with the grace of a fencer landing a final touch. Karine's legacy isn't just a binder, it's a monument to bureaucratic beat poetry. She didn't inform, she performed, she didn't clarify, she mystified. The screen shifts to a slow motion montage. Karine blinking rapidly, flipping pages, pausing mid-sentence like her internal teleprompter just crashed. Sad trombone music plays, then crescendos into triumphant circus fanfare. Megyn continues, this is who was supposed to keep America in the loop? Bless her heart. Her tone is pure Southern shade, the kind that could wilt a cactus. The audience claps, sensing the end, but hungry for more. Greg grabs the mic one last time, his energy infectious. Tune in next time, folks, when we roast whoever's brave or foolish enough to step into Karine's shoes. Will they bring a bigger binder, a better dodge, or maybe, just maybe, an actual answer? He winks at the camera. Nah, who am I kidding? This is Washington. The screen flashes a mock Olympic medal. Karine Jean-Pierre, champion of bafflement, complete with a spinning 3D animation. The crowd's applause swells, and Megyn delivers the final line, her smile sharp as a blade. Thanks for watching. Share this with anyone who loves a good laugh or just misses the days when press briefings made sense. The music surges, a mix of upbeat rock and cheeky carnival tunes as the screen fades to a logo with a tagline, "Stay sharp, stay skeptical."